There's a language for leadership. There's a language for assertiveness. When you learn the language, your life gets easier.
Today I am joined with the beautiful Jennifer Elliott, CEO of Integrity and Values, which is a leadership development company. I am so keen to hear all about it because leadership and management of people is the hardest thing that we have to do, and it's not going away. The one thing I find the hardest about leadership, or the phase I'm in now, is how do I stop taking things so personally when it comes to my staff?
That's a really good question.
Yeah. I've had various employees who think that they want to be in leadership, but don't have any leadership qualities.
So for your salon owners, 3 questions they must answer to consider someone. Number 1, do they have the mental agility to do the role? Next is, are they willing? And third is...
Hey Rebels, it's Charlie, your host of the Salon Revel Podcast. Today I am joined with the beautiful Jennifer Elliott, who is the head CEO of Integrity and Values, which is a leadership development company. I am so keen to hear all about it because we know that leadership and management of people is the hardest thing that we have to do, and it's not going away. So I can't wait to ask you a bunch of questions. Jennifer, please tell me a little bit about yourself. Who are you? How did you get to what you're doing today? And just tell me a little bit about your business.
So Integrity and Values is a 35-year-old company, and I started it here in Perth. And, you have moments when something happens in your life. I owned a business at that time called Harmony Hydroculture, and I was one of the major importers of hydroponic hardware into Australia. And
were you growing marijuana?
Yeah,
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah, we got broken into a few times, and the police said to me, you do know why you're being broken into. And I'm so, like my husband always used to say, you're so naive. What is the matter with you that you wouldn't figure that out?
That's so good.
And someone said you should get an Alsatian dog.
Awesome.
Anyway, so I had that business for a number of years, and I had the most amazing team. And one of our suppliers who made some of our hydroponic fertilizer asked me what I did with my team because they were so fantastic. And I said to him, well, you got to do this and that and the other thing, and you got to train them, and you got to do it every week, and you got to repeat it. And he said, could you come and do that for us?
Wow.
And at the same time, my children were all doing Taekwondo, and I was sitting with a group of women while we waited for our children doing Taekwondo, and they all complained about their husbands. And I just said, you guys need a bit of assertiveness training. Don't you understand the word no? And they go, what's that word? Like they're stupid or something, but they weren't. And they said, well, you run a program and we'll come. So I did. It took me about 12 weeks to read everything I could find on assertiveness. Remember, this is 35 years ago. There wasn't the internet. You couldn't go to Google and tell me all about this. I read about 15 books on the subject, and then I created this program. And it is still the basis of our program 35 years later.
And it's on assertiveness for women?
It's on assertiveness for women. It's on assertiveness full stop.
Okay.
And the first workshop I ran, about 120 women came.
And tell me, do they like their husbands better after this?
Well, some of them, I got blamed for a couple of divorces.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was my fault.
Okay.
One husband rang me and he said, and I said, excuse me. I said, I don't live in your home. The fact that she stood up to you is your problem, not mine. I just gave her the language.
I love that.
So there's a language for leadership. There's a language for assertiveness. When you learn the language, your life gets easier and you stop arguing and fighting about nonsense.
I love that. Please help me. That sounds fantastic.
Well, I just really believe that there's language, and I have this big thing that I keep saying to people, that our world is created in language.
Mm-hmm. It is.
Our world, everything, this setup here is created in language. You said, we'll put a sign there. Not, the sign just didn't arrive. No, you actually said it. And then you made it, and now it's there. It's the same thing in leading people. You create the relationships with your people in language, no other way. So learn to speak. Open your mouth, say something.
And with what you offer, do you help? I mean, it's all well and good for me to hear that. And I think, yes, like I'm so in. But how do I get somebody else in on that?
So I think one of the hardest things when you're leading people is to learn to give them a brightness of the future. Because one of my great mentors, Bob, he's dead now, but he used to say to me, Jennifer, people do things for their reasons, not yours. So find out what their reasons are and then give them the opportunity to see that they would get something out of this. People don't do things for me. They actually do it for themselves. Now, it's really hard to admit that we're that selfish and self-centered. We are, and we don't own it. As soon as we own it, then we can become empathetic and go, hey, what can I do for you? What difference can I make? So for those listeners that are salon owners, if things aren't going well, it's in your language. They didn't take you seriously. So it's tone and it's the words that you use. It is the words that you use. And if you can enroll people that they're going to get something amazing out of this, you'd be surprised what can happen.
I love that. Now, how do we learn that?
Yeah, well, how do you learn that?
Yeah.
Trial and error. And we have some amazing lessons that we've given people that I've created over the years. And I always laugh and tell people I created these things for me. So have you ever opened your mouth and inserted your foot?
Of course. I mean, I have a podcast. It happens pretty regularly.
Pretty regular. And then I open my mouth, insert my foot, and then shove the other one down for good measure. Like, let me just really mess this up and sound like the complete dork and idiot. Anyway, so I actually say to people that you can actually craft a conversation if you think about it. So one of our tools is called the inoculation lesson. I'll give this to your listeners, shall I? And this is probably one of the tools that every single one of our senior leaders and anyone that's ever heard us would use almost on a daily basis. I used it on my way here with my brother because he was carrying on about something, and I just said to him, you're not going to like what I have to say right now. That's called an inoculation. So if you've got a difficult conversation to have with someone, you want to start it with, hey, I want to talk to you and I'm worried. I'm worried you're going to get upset, that you're not going to like it. And I've been gagging myself, so I'm no longer willing. So I'm going to say what I have to say. And if you get upset, I'm apologizing in advance. And here's what I have to say. Now, guess what happens in 99% of cases? People say, really? Is that all? Yes, of course I could do that. No, we turned ourselves inside out and back to front, worrying about offending people. So an inoculation is simply preparing people for the bad news.
Right.
You're not going to like it. You could get offended. We have a whole repertoire of ways that you can start a conversation and then say what's required. And when we do, we forge relationships that we just didn't know could happen. That's what happens. And you strengthen it by saying, this is what I'm going to say to you. And if you don't like it, I understand and I'm saying it anyway. That's our problem. We don't say it.
Yes.
We have great conversations in our heads.
Yeah. Yeah. Too many of them. Yeah.
So it's like inoculate people.
Yeah.
And I use the example that the person, where I got this from is, smallpox is almost an eradicated disease from this planet. How did it happen?
What is smallpox?
Yeah, exactly. You don't even know what it is. You're too young, right? So smallpox was one of the biggest diseases that killed literally tens of millions of people over many years. And there's a guy in Scotland who discovered that the milking maids got cowpox, so they didn't get smallpox. So he gave one village boy some cowpox, and the following year he didn't get smallpox. So then he gave everyone in the village cowpox. And he became literally the founder of immunology. And tens of millions of people are alive because of that.
Wow.
So think about it. Tens of millions of people could not be upset anymore if we did it well, if we inoculated before we said what we were going to say. Let's not open our mouths and insert our feet. And then when we do, learn to not apologise, clean up your mess if you did. No, even at my age, I can screw up big time. Can I clean it up? Can I say something that cleans that up so we can start again?
What do you think is the reason that people are so fearful of speaking to their employees and telling them the bad news?
That's a really good question. So today, as we work with people, there are so many people who have big emotions and get upset about all kinds of things. And so we're afraid of upsetting them. I said to a young guy who's a senior executive today on my way here, I said, you need to learn how to upset a few people. Go and upset a few people and you'll discover your limitations. But right now we don't do anything. And we're afraid of getting some HR case against us or a fair work case. So the pendulum has swung so that people are afraid to say what's required, and people are undisciplined inside of the workforce. Well, actually, no, you can't run a business where you can't say what's required. So you set the boundaries, you set the standards, then your job as a manager, leader, is to hold people up against that. So instead of you being the one that's having to do it, your standard, your policies, your vision, your values are what you're holding them up against. It's not you personally. And that removes some of that sting. Now, hang on a second. We have a value of this. You are not upholding it. Therefore, we're going to talk about this. What's going on? And I think most leaders don't even think about that. So they make vision and values and it's wallpaper, waste of time. Rip it down. Have it live in the hearts and minds of the people.
That makes a lot of sense. I can definitely even think of, even myself, how much we disregard some of the things that we've already put in place that we don't go back and reflect on, and that we just jump to usually like our emotions to guide a conversation rather than like, here it is, black and white, this isn't happening. The one thing I find the hardest about leadership, or the phase I'm in now, is how do I stop taking things so personally when it comes to my staff? On the outside, I'm giving off bad bitch vibes, and on the inside, I'm like a wounded puppy. Does it get better over time? And what things can I implement to improve my mindset around this?
That's a really good question.
Yeah.
Like taking things personally.
Mm-hmm.
Because if our people say things to us, we take it that what they said is the gospel truth.
Yeah.
Now, bottom line is most of what people say is nonsense and not true.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're coming from an emotional position.
Mm-hmm.
So, to not take things personally, you want to notice that most of what people complain about is actually not you.
Mm-hmm.
It's about they're upset about something. Find out what their upset is about. Don't think it's about you. So most people are terrified to say something to someone because they'll go, well, they'll get upset. Well, I have a horrible way of saying this sometimes, but I may use this. Give them something useful to be upset about.
Yeah. I'll give you, that's the old saying, that I'll give you some to be upset about. I think my dad used to say that.
I can remember my father saying, let me give you something useful to be upset about.
Yes.
Come over here. And one of the things that it's like when we take it personally, we cannot grow people.
Mm-hmm.
If you can have simply repeating in your mind, it's not about me. They're upset about whatever they're upset about, and it's not about you.
Mm. Do you know, this is an interesting conversation that I had one time with my husband and I years ago. We were in counseling session, and the counselor had us tell about what we were upset about. And it was so interesting because she would say to my husband, okay, what did Charlie just say to you? And he would repeat what I had just said. And the words that came out of his mouth were totally different to what I had just said. And then I'm like, you're thinking about all these times that you're going, I didn't say that. You know what I mean? Like I'm going, I didn't say that. But in his head, that's what he heard. So she did the same thing for Timmy. And he said something and said, Charlie, what did he say? And I repeated it, and they were like, that's not what he said. And I was like, what do you mean that's not what he said? That's what I heard. So he had to say it again and again until I got it. And this whole light bulb moment hit me where I was like, oh my God, I literally did think that he said this certain thing. And then taking that back to my team sometimes and realizing that you might be having a conversation with somebody and they're hearing something totally different when you're having these conversations. And, it's like saying something, I don't know, maybe you're like, you wasted too much color this week or whatever, or or you've mixed up a little bit too much color there. And what the employee might hear is thinking, she thinks that I'm costing the business so much, or I do everything around here and I'm not doing my part, or I'm not doing this. And you're like, no, just that this one little thing is what I'm saying.
So there's a great way for people to think about this. There's the words that come out of people's mouth.
Yeah.
They go, you're using too much colour today, or you mixed up too much colour. And then they make it mean something.
Yes.
So there's the words. Mm-hmm. You mixed up too much colour. Now, it probably happens every day in a salon. Mm-hmm. Yeah?
Yeah.
And they go, oh, she thinks that I waste her money and I'm inefficient.
Yeah.
But that's not what you said. The words were, you mixed up too much colour.
Yes.
Right? They made it mean I'm wasteful.
Yeah.
Let's just interpret it that way.
Yeah.
I'm wasteful and I'm costing this business money.
Yeah. And as an employer, I think for me, I get worried of saying things because I'm worried about what is going to actually go into their head and what they think.
But here's the thing. So there's the words.
Yeah.
You mixed up too much colour. I make it mean I'm wasteful and I'm costing this business money. Mm-hmm. And then I collapse these two things. And it now becomes the truth. The truth is I mix up too much colour and I'm wasteful and cost this business money. That's the truth. because we collapse these two things. So the thing is to uncollapse these two things. And if you're in leadership, if someone has a habit, let's say, of mixing up too much colour, let's just use that one, then you might want to say, hey, I've learnt a little trick about colour. Better to mix up a little bit less than it is to mix up more. Or if you say you mixed up too much colour, you could actually say to them, what do you think I just said to you? What are you making it mean about you? Right? And we do this constantly. Someone says something or does something and we make it mean something about ourselves. And that is the road to nightmare land.
Yes, yes.
Because now we go down a tunnel of, by the time we're finished, I think I should go home and slip my wrists. Right? Yeah. And that's about the whole taking it personally. Someone says something and then you take it personally. They think this about me. So uncollapse those two things, right? And go, hello, how would I do this differently? So there's two parts. There's the person speaking and the one receiving. And you two need to talk about it and go, I don't mean anything about this. And you don't want to spoon feed people and tell them how great and fabulous they are. You know, like we have, everyone gets a participant reward right now. And I go, no, they don't need that. Right?
Yes.
Have powerful conversations with them. So uncollapse these two things. And as a leader, you do need to say, what did you think I just said?
Yeah.
And then have them feed it back to you. And then acknowledge it and go, yeah, I can see how you could make that mean that. I made it mean this. I don't mean that at all. I mean this.
It's so interesting to hear what people say then as well, because you can often tell when somebody is hearing something different because you're going, if you really just heard what I said, you would not be making that face, but you're making a face that you heard something else.
Yes.
And so.
But you don't interrupt it.
Right.
Learning to interrupt it.
Yeah, it's funny. I did a podcast on this years ago about the counselor one, and that's the advice that it was just to ask them, what did you just hear? Just making sure we're on the same page.
Yes.
And it's interesting to hear that. And even I think it stops the spiraling because even if they might not be hearing that right at that second, especially like women, we overanalyze so many things. And so we walk away and yes, it was too much color. But later we're like, oh, she also said that to me like 3 months ago. Has she been thinking about this about me for that long? And like, what about that time? But do you know what? She didn't even say hi to me when she walked in today. Oh my God, my boss hates me. Like,
Exactly.
It just spirals because we haven't had, sometimes those passing.
A fun thing to do with your team is to do the spiral exercise. You say something and then you go, okay, I want you to make up all these stories about it. So I made it mean this. This is just a story that we made up.
Yes.
Right? So you go, okay, no. You want a better story than that one. It is that I lost this business, all this money. Not that I didn't, I just mixed up more colour. No, I lost them all this money and I made this person's hair turn green and now they've gone away and now this salon's going to close down all because of me.
Yes.
So you want to have them play it out and go, okay, so how ridiculous can we get? And I don't think it's, I don't think women are any better at this than men. Men just pretend that isn't what they're doing. Women verbalize it more. Men just go,
we just hear about it more from women.
And then they just go jump off bridges.
Yeah, pretty much. Right. Pretty much.
It's like they're different to us.
Yes.
And, we just are more vocal about what's going on for us, especially with our girlfriends.
For sure.
If there's anything for a woman in business, you want a group of 2 or 3 girlfriends, you don't need many, who don't buy your BS. You really want people like that. I have a girlfriend, Gayleen, and we've been friends for 44 years. And when I do my thing, she'll just say, "Oh, Jennifer, are you doing that thing again?"
Yeah.
And I go, no, it's true. And she'd say, okay. And she'll pretend it's true.
Yeah. I love that.
You need people in your life that love you enough to cut across your stuff, especially if you're going to lead as a woman and you're leading other women. We can be seriously bitchy and nasty and ugly. And you want a group of people who just believe in you, and they also know you don't walk on water. You don't walk on water. Yes. They love you anyway.
Yeah.
You want the love you anyway people in your life.
Yeah.
And if you get 2 or 3 of those people in your world, and they're the kind of people that sometimes you don't see often, when you do see them, it's like
no
yesterday.
Time's passed. Yeah.
No time has passed.
Yeah.
And, like Gayleen was always the one that would say to me, because I was a great rescue artist, women are great rescue artists, and she'd say to me, "Jennifer, have you got a new project?" And I go, No. She said, no, I think this person has become your new project and you're about to do Saviour. And I went, no, I wouldn't do that.
I'm the same way.
So you need someone who's going to, she'll just look at me and go, "You got a new project, have you?" And she's not Scottish. She just would say it like that.
I love that.
So you need people in your world that love you no matter who you are and who can tell you when to pull your head in. My youngest daughter's one of those people for me. Like she's 39 and the other day she said to me, "Mum, you can be really tough." "No, I'm not." She said, "Yes, you are. You could have said that differently." Oh, I got all bristly and
being tough.
But you know what? I thought about it and I thought, I can be like, I can't be, the older I get, the less patience I have. And when people don't deliver well, I just like, don't do that.
Yeah.
And I cut them off very quickly. I'm going, do I have to be, and I'm not nice. I've never been nice.
I'm not nice.
I'm not nice.
Yeah.
I don't intend ever becoming nice. I've just learned to use my inoculation heavily.
Yes.
I have an acronym for nice.
What's that?
Nothing in me cares enough to tell you the truth.
Oh, I like that.
You like that? It's one of my lessons, right? And it's like, if I asked you that, who are we protecting when we're nice?
Yeah. Well, them.
Yourself. You're protecting yourself, pretending you're actually protecting them.
Right, because you don't want to tell them.
Because I had an experience with a girlfriend of mine. This is, decades ago. Had a horrible experience with her husband. I knew him, right? I knew what he was like before they ever married. Then I met her. I thought she was an angel. She was the most gorgeous looking woman. She had strawberry blonde hair to her knees, glistening in the sun. And he comes up to me and says, "Hey, Jennifer, this is my fiance." And all I could think was, what? You got into a relationship with the devil. And I never said anything. And then years later, he really screwed up big time. And she said to me, I've never forgotten this. And that's why I'm really clear why I'm not nice. She said to me, "Jennifer, do you love me?" And I went, "Yes, I do." And she said, "Not enough." And I said, "Would you have listened to me?" She said, "You never gave me the chance."
Wow.
Don't make the decision for others. And that's how I created my Too Nice lesson.
Wow.
It's a powerful story. So, when you're leading people, find a way to tell them the truth, guide them, grow them, develop them.
I love that. That's really powerful.
It's very powerful. And, even now as I tell that story, I can tear up because I can see her in front of me saying, you never gave me the chance.
Yeah. And you knew.
And I knew.
Yeah. Yeah. It's such a hard
I
one.
had all my stories about it, remember? Yeah. There's what happened. There's what I made it mean. And then it's the story that I made up about it. And now that's the truth.
Right. Right. And I mean, that may have all still happened anyways.
Anyway,
but
did I give her the choice?
Yeah.
The truth is, I didn't.
Yeah.
So we're, what's the word I'm looking for? We're over egotistical to think that we can make that call for someone else.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I guess sometimes we think people aren't asking us for the advice or for our opinion. Yeah. And so we feel like, I didn't ask for your opinion.
Yeah.
Well,
do you know what? You could seek permission.
Yeah. Do
you
want my
could
opinion?
Actually say, I have an opinion about that.
Mm-hmm.
Or I have a thought about that.
Mm-hmm. It's amazing when you can just ask.
You could just ask. I can remember when my children were teenagers, and we always had dinner together every night, and we talk about the day, and they used to shut me up, and they didn't want my opinion, right? And I used to put my hand up. I have something to say about that.
Yeah,
and they'd say, "Put your hand down, Mum. We don't want your opinion." Oh. Okay. I go, and I put my other hand up. What about this side? And they'd laugh and go, "Mother." And I go, "Oh, dear, I'm definitely wrong now. I'm mother."
Oh, no.
And then eventually I'd go, I do have a good thought about that. When can I tell you? I'll tell you when you can tell me. And I go, okay, when? Mm-hmm. Right, and they go, tomorrow you can talk to me about it. Okay. In the afternoon, in the morning, when? And I still use that. So if you're in leadership, if you want to have a conversation about someone and you want them to listen to you, go, okay, when can I talk to you? Mm-hmm. Today, tomorrow, next year, next life? Mm-hmm. Actually, no, I'd like it to be done ASAP. So let's make a time. We're going to talk.
I find when you tell employees or employees will tell you, oh, can we have a chat? Because immediately they're obviously quitting.
Oh my God, you've done something.
They're resigning. Yeah. It's funny because I've used it with my husband as well too, because it's the same thing. You're just springing a conversation on somebody that they're not prepared for. But it's in my salon. I find that if I tell somebody, hey, can we have a conversation? We'll do it tonight or whatever. They want to do it right then and there. Yeah, nobody wants to wait to find out what you have to say because you immediately think it's going to be bad news and not good news.
Well, they're making it up.
Yeah.
Now, remember, there's what happened. There's what I make it mean, and now it's the truth. And by the time you talk to them, they're being fired.
Yes, yeah. And sometimes it's like, hey, I just wanted to see if you're available on this day for this thing to come with me, and they're just sweating.
Yeah.
I try to give people a little bit of insight, especially if it's nothing to be alarmed about. But I do find that it is hard to book in a meeting if it is going to be constructive because I don't want them being afraid while they're servicing clients and overthinking it and not being able to give good service because now they're anxious about what's coming up with that meeting. And I do tend to spring meetings that way so that they don't have time to worry about it.
Yeah.
And is that a bad way to go about that?
I think it's all contextual, isn't it? It's there are things that we can say right now in this moment, and then there are things that we need to think about how we're going to talk about that. You know those moments when you see people behave in a way in your business that's inappropriate or not how you'd like things to be. And I remember years ago, one of my team said to another member of the team, have you ever had a come to Jesus conversation with Jennifer? And he said, no. And she said, yeah, you're up for a prayer meeting, mate. And I went, oh, And she said, yeah, I've called it that. She said, you don't do them very often, and I can tell when someone's up for a prayer meeting.
A prayer meeting? Does you have the prayer meetings?
You're going to have a little come to Jesus conversation with me.
Okay. And is this where you are actually talking about?
I'm going to talk about something that's not working.
Okay.
Yeah. And she dubbed it that.
Yeah.
And now I say, I think I need to have a come to Jesus conversation with someone.
That's so funny.
I'm going to have a little prayer meeting with them. And I can remember this guy's eyes were as big as saucers. And he said, really? She said, yeah. She said, I've worked here for decades. She said, I know her really well. And when people do things, and she's quiet, it's a big deal because it means she's shoring it up. Mm-hmm. And, so you want to go to her. You want to go to her because if you do, a lot of what she'll say then will dissipate because you're not owning your stuff. And it's like, I think what happens when we're leading is that, and this is something that every leader, every business owner wants to ask themselves, what's the thing that you say to yourself when you don't have the conversation? Yeah, what's the thing? So the thing I say to myself when I see something is, it'll be all right. That's what I say. And it took a long time for me to learn to interrupt myself and go, hang on, no, it's not okay. I don't want to have big prayer meetings and come to Jesus conversations. If I say something now, it's easier. So, you could think about that. What's the thing that you say to yourself when you don't want to discipline someone, pull them up, interrupt their behaviour? And the first behaviour that we interrupt as leaders is our own. Yeah?
I guess mine would probably be like, it's not that big of a deal.
Oh, yes, that's a very big one. Lots of people say, I go, it'll be all right. You go, it's not that big of a deal. Yeah. So at that moment, the moment you hear yourself, even because most times you're only saying it in your head, is can you go, no, it is a big deal. If I'm noticing it, if I'm seeing it, it's a deal.
Yeah.
And what am I going to do now to interrupt it?
This episode is sponsored by the BizTool Boutique because running a salon is hard enough. Your salon should give you freedom, profit, and a team that make you proud to be a salon owner. That's exactly why I created the BizTool Boutique. Simple, done-for-you systems you can download and implement straight away. Not another long-winded course that you'll never finish. Just the exact tools I use today in my own highly profitable salon. From pricing and profit share frameworks that lock in growth to team management tools that give you back your time and retail mindsets that finally stick, every program is designed to fit into your busy life and actually work. Because let's be real, salon owners don't need more on their to-do list. What you need are fast, proven systems that free you up, better cash flow, and more consistency. So you and your team can finally enjoy the business that you've all worked so hard for. Head to the link in the show notes to check out the tools that we've built just for salon owners.
And sometimes it takes a lot of energy to interrupt yourself. And then eventually, nowadays, I very, like I do say it and I immediately go, no, it's actually not all right. Let's talk.
Yeah. It's just getting that first 30 seconds with the person. And, once you start talking to somebody, I always say, like, after every single meeting, you always feel better. Everybody
does.
Yeah.
And it's like, and then you can set the precedent of how you want them to move forward on things. And also you give them permission to say to you how they're feeling about it. To give feedback effectively as a leader, you also are required to accept feedback.
And how do we ask for feedback? Because there's been times where I will ask for feedback. Is there anything that I can help support you with? What can we do here? And often they're like, no, everything's fine.
As soon as people say everything's fine, then I know it's not fine.
Yeah. So where do you go from that when there isn't, it's like, yeah, I'm more afraid of the zero feedback than I am with having a bit of feedback, because I feel like it makes them really, okay, now they're closed off and they don't even care to give it. Whereas when you're still giving feedback, at least they're still hoping for change.
So you can't actually, so here's a couple of rules. Don't talk nonsense and say, I have an open door policy. Anybody can walk in my door. No matter what happens, if you're the boss, there is a hierarchical structure mentally and emotionally, whether we like it or not. So don't do pretend stuff. Oh, my door is always open. They can always come and talk to me. And I said, so how come they're not? Right? So don't say that to people. Next, be a demonstration of giving people feedback and then asking them, hey, is there anything that you'd like to say to me? And if they say no, then you want to say, hey, if you do think of anything, even if it's little, come to me. Send me an SMS if you're terrified that I'm going to bite your head off. Right? So it's like we need to be open to it and demonstrate that even if we do not agree with what they said, right? Yeah. We just simply say, thank you, I'll take that on board. It's very difficult. Do not argue with them about it. So we have an exercise that we give all leaders to do, and it's called the awareness interviews. They go and they sit down with each of their reporting people and they ask them 5 questions. What do you think my 3 greatest strengths are? What do you think my 3 greatest weaknesses are?
So I'd be asking this to my team. Yeah, okay.
Her, your EA.
Okay, this is fun. Yeah. So 5 questions.
5 questions. What are my 3 greatest strengths? What are my 3 greatest weaknesses that you've noticed? Don't butter me up. Don't be nice to me, right? What can you rely on me for? What can you not rely on me for? And what's a piece of advice you'd give me as a leader in this business?
I love that.
It's called the awareness interviews. Like I had a senior executive ring me today and go, can I do an awareness interview with you? And I said, sure. Let's go.
Is that because she wants to tell you?
No. Oh, yeah. It was part of their homework from our program.
Oh, okay.
They had to go. They had to ask. I'm his coach.
Yeah. Okay.
So he had to ask me.
Okay.
So no one knows me better than you.
Right. Okay. And how often would you do this?
You do this at least twice a year.
Okay. And is that the same as the 7 questions?
No, that's the fun test.
Tell me about the fun test.
So.
Is it fun?
It's fun and it's not fun.
Okay.
But it's so powerful for a manager. If you gave people our fun test 3 times minimum a year, it would be better if you did it 4, but 3. So, all my team just got all their fun test links today. So it's all automated. And there's 7 questions. And one of the questions is, how much challenge do you want in your work on a scale of 0 to 10? And then the next question is, how much challenge are you getting on a scale of 0 to 10? So let's say someone says, I want a 9 in challenge. And what they're getting is a 6. Then they're bored.
Right.
Yeah? What you want is a 0 plus or minus 1.
What if they don't want any challenge?
Okay, then you know that they'll be easily stressed.
Yeah.
So if someone says, I want a 6 in challenge and they're getting a 10, they're stressed and overwhelmed. You need to take some stuff off them. And now there's a great conversation. So we have a whole training video on this. How does a leader have a conversation with someone about that? So that's the first question. The other one is, how much elbow room do you want? So some people want a lot of autonomy. Other people don't function well with a lot of autonomy. They want much closer guardrails. The problem is we don't talk to people about it. It is no use talking to someone as in an exit interview. If you got this 3 or 4 times a year, you would know someone was leaving. So we had someone leave our business in August of last year, and I knew the August before. And we sat down, after they do the fun test, we sat down and have a fun test conversation. And I said, she'd been with us 14 years. It's not like, she's hasn't been with us a long time. And she said, Jennifer, we're a small business. There's nowhere for me to go here. And I have done what I came here to do. And she said, and she gave me 9 months' notice.
Wow.
9 months. She says, these are the projects I want to finish. She was an amazing woman. Absolutely. Her name's Martina. And Martina did all this work. And then she extended it. She was leaving in July and she extended to August. She said, I'm not quite finished. I'll stay another month.
Wow.
And she left the business and her area in such good shape.
That's the dream.
That's the
dream. I
dream.
think that's happened to any salon owner ever.
Yeah.
Well,
so
I'm
it's
sure
like,
it does.
I had another woman leave just before COVID, and she gave me 11 months' notice. She said, I'll be completing at this time. I'm going to retire, and I'm telling you now.
That's so.
And she said,
great. And
Martina trained everybody about how to do her job. And Anita I've hired back, and she's my coach now. So because she was one of our top coaches, and I said, how'd you like to coach me and the other executives in the business? And she loves it because she knows all our lessons and she can hold me up against my own stuff.
That's awesome. I love that you have a coach that coaches you in your business.
Yes. Oh, yes.
That's awesome.
Everyone in our business has a coach.
Yeah.
Right? External to our business.
Yeah.
And it took me a long time to find someone. She does it. Why? Because she knows our stuff.
Yeah.
So it's like if you're running a business and you don't have a coach, really? You think you know it all? A coach doesn't need to know everything about a salon.
Yeah.
They need to know how to listen to you.
Right.
And ask the stupid question that no one asked.
And so with that, like, what does your company offer for, say, a small business like mine? How could you help me with?
Okay. So we have a product called Talent Plus. And Talent Plus is a subscription-based product that allows you to get access to all of our stuff without having the massive expense of having a full-on program with us. So our executive leadership development program, which is called Leadership in Action, it takes 2 to 3 years to complete with a senior executive team of a mid-sized business. Smaller businesses, we created this product that allows people to have access to our online capability. So the number one thing that we have is a thing called the Integrity and Values Profile. This is an Australian psychometric tool which we developed. And it's fully validated, normalized, standardized. I don't care. It's not a personality profile. I'm going to measure how truthful are you? How responsible are you? How accountable are you? How loyal are you? And how self-aware are you? Plus 15 other traits that I'm going to measure how you lead and manage people. You can use it as a pre-employment screening tool, and you can use it for succession planning. A young guy I was talking to earlier, he said to me, I love sales, and now they've made him the sales manager. Guess how well he's doing at it? Not very well, because he likes to sell.
Yeah.
But no, now I must do all the data management and manage all these people. And it's not his thing. It's not his thing. And I think we do people a great disservice. Rather go pay them more money, let them go sell their heart out.
Yeah.
Let them go don't make some, like a young guy I'm working with at the moment, they've made him the CFO and he is drowning. Brilliant accountant. brilliant CPA, not the leader.
Yeah. I think that's so common though in we get good at a skill and then naturally the employer wants to put them in a management or leadership role, or we have people that are, really great with that skill and then they think that the next thing for them is to be in a leadership role.
And they have no idea what it takes.
No, and not one thing that they've done is leadership. So why do people think that that's the next progression? And is that because we get to a role where we feel like we've hit the ceiling and that's where we need to put them next? Why does that seems to be really common in any industry?
It's very common. And, it's like this person in your salon, a brilliant cutter, absolutely brilliant. Oh, I think I'll make her the manager. Mm-hmm. Hello? There's a very different job.
Yeah.
A very different job. And I just go, is no one thinking? Mm-hmm. This is insane. So the other thing for our Talent Plus product is we have a product in there, our online learning platform, which is an effective communication course. And people can actually do that by themselves, or they can sign up for Robust Conversations, which is a facilitated process included in those lessons. So that inoculation lesson is in effective communication. That Too Nice lesson is in there. And so if you're wanting to grow people, the number one thing that you want to be able to do is to make this leader assertive and effective in how they communicate. Mm-hmm. And those lessons, there's 19 lessons in that suite. And inside of those lessons, there's 45 tools on how to have effective communication, how to have a great conversation with someone. Awesome. And if they've got our subscription, they can go in there and do it over and over. Then there's a whole leadership library. Then there's the fun test that I talked about. And you can, the great thing is you can profile everybody in your business. You can put them into Robust Conversations. When they're done, you profile them again. So has their scores improved? Mm-hmm. Are they doing better than what they were? And I think what happens is we don't have that conversation with people. We don't say, well, how can I grow you? Mm-hmm. How do I grow you?
Yeah.
And some people don't want to lead people. Mm-hmm. Like Martina, who left our business, she was very, very clear. She did not want to lead people.
Would this help with, I've had the problem in the past where I've had an employee or, various employees who think that they want to be in leadership, but don't have any leadership qualities, terrible communication, can't do total stress heads, just working there by themselves. And it can be really awkward because then I've had a time where I've put somebody else in a leadership position. The other person gets upset. How come I wasn't offered that? I was like, well, you don't have any leadership skills. So,
well, you need to demonstrate it first.
Yes, and we had done that. We said, let's give you a small responsibility and see how you go with that. That wasn't ever done. It was forgotten about after 2 weeks, and it was like.
Hello.
Well, this isn't something when you take on a leadership role that you can just decide that this week I'm not going to do this. Years ago, I had it was the first time I ever tried to put somebody in a management position, and she was a stylist. I put her in a management position, and I went to Canada for 2 months, and we'd just opened our commercial space. I went for maybe 6 to 8 weeks, came back, and one of the things that she was meant to do was to send me like a recap, a couple questions at the end of the day, just so that I was kind of in the know with what was going on. I got back, and maybe it happened a couple times, and I said, what happened? How come none of these things were happening? And she goes, I'll never forget it. She goes, oh, I just decided that it would be really great to just see what it was like to not be in a management position and just be in a stylist position and, not be treated like the manager and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, hello. You decided that while I was away and counting on you. the only time you were in a leadership position was literally while I was away. But you had about 2 days of it and decided, I'm going to see what it feels like not to do this anymore. It was just the most bizarre experience, but was really showed me pretty quickly how communication was just the biggest weakness of all. Well, but yeah, we get these people that sometimes want this. And yeah, it's hard to navigate. And then there seems like there's a hierarchy of who you decide to put in that position, and people get jealous of this person has got this.
I have 3 questions that you've got to answer.
Okay.
So for your salon owners, 3 questions they must answer in the positive to consider someone. Number 1, do they have the mental agility to do the role? Because to lead and manage, it takes a lot of mental acuity. So you're thinking of all kinds of things at the same time, right? So do they have the mental acuity and agility to do the job? Next is, are they willing? Are they willing? Because we don't have, it's like if they're not willing, like, hello, forget about it. They're unwilling. And third is, will they do the work? Will they actually put in the work? So last week I got an email from a client who's gone through because they're only a much smaller business, and he bought what we have available for small businesses, and he's put his 4 senior leaders, 4 managers through the process, and he said to me, this guy, it's not working. And I went, well, I could have told you that because I could see it in the profile, right, before we even began. And I said, you do know that you could be wasting your money here. Anyway, he did it. Amazing. He's come back to me and said, okay, this isn't working. And I went, all right, what's your decision? Not what am I going to do about it? No. What are you going to do about it? And the amazing thing is, he said, I've decided that he's great at this, he's not great at that. His ego is attached to being the leader. So that's one of the things that if you own a salon, if someone's ego is attached to them being the manager, they will not be great at the job.
Yeah.
And so I said, you got to go have that conversation. This is not about ego, because it's the hardest thing you'll ever do is manage and lead people. And so the 3 questions, do they have the mental agility, that acuity, that capacity to think? Are they willing, and will they do the work? If you can't answer yes, Charlie, to those 3 questions, then they can't give you what you want.
Right. And what if a salon owner has somebody in this management position already, and now they've listened to this and they thought, oh no,
my goodness.
How are they going to get them out of that position? And
well, number 1, they could go ask them.
Yeah.
Do you really want to do this? And is your mental acuity and is it taking too much out of you?
Yeah.
Then are you willing? And will you do the work? Because there's some work that you are required to do in order to actually give us what we need here. And if they don't say yes to all 3 of those questions, then now we've got to have another conversation.
And what if the manager says, well, I just don't feel like I'm getting enough coaching or support, and I don't really know what to do?
Then you're going to find a solution for them. So, I mean, you've got a lot of stuff online for how you manage, grow people. Why don't people just go listen to some? I've listened to some of your things. Okay. And they're really cool, right? So it's like, it's like everyone says to me, oh, our business is different. Well, no, business is business. Doesn't matter what product or service you're pushing through the business. So find someone that or develop training and support structures for people. We talk about training and growing people. We just don't invest.
I think we can get confused to where to invest or where to go. Personally, for myself now, like we have a lot of salon owners and that become coaches and we become mentors and things, and not always where like I want to go. And this is where like in my own podcast, we've had lots of other industries and people come through, because I think there's so much to learn from other industries that can stand out. Like just because somebody was a hairdresser and then a salon owner doesn't necessarily make them a good mentor.
Well, it's like the senior executive that decides when he retires or she retires, I think I'll just go become a coach. And the role of the coach isn't someone who's necessarily an expert in a salon. What they're experts in is reading people and challenging people and holding them to account. And if they can't do that, it's a waste of time. Like most coaches out there are ineffective because they don't actually hold the line. Yeah? And I will not coach someone in a business. Let's say you gave me your manager. If the manager doesn't know that I'm going to talk to you about how they're doing, I will not disclose personal information or break confidences. I will say, monthly, I'm going to report to your manager. This is how they're doing. This is what you need to be doing to grow them. And we'll talk again next month. Or if they say something to me that I believe will damage your business or you need to know about, I'll tell them they've got 24 hours to talk to you. And then I ring you and I go, did Marianne talk to you? And you go, no. I want you to go talk to Marianne and say, you've got something exciting to share with me, I believe.
That sounds fun. God.
And then they go, and I go, no, I told you had 24 hours to talk to Charlie.
We're already so scared of finding out that somebody wants to have a chat. And then we've got you saying, you need to go and talk to Marianne.
Yeah.
And then we're thinking, oh my God, what's Marianne going to say?
Well, and then we can coach them on what to say and how to say it and blah, blah, blah. We got heaps of lessons on how you do it. The whole thing is the cleaner the conversation becomes inside of your business, the easier it is. Yeah. And then you have a lot of fun laughing about it. Like my EA and I, if anyone listened to us talking, like we've got a new guy in the office and he went and got his cup of tea, stood in the doorway of us having a conversation. He said, this is just entertainment here.
Because the way you were speaking to each other.
And, like Terry's absolutely amazing. Like you've had communication with her. And if I get something wrong, she just lets me know. And I said, you're giving me the look. She said, yes, move.
Oh. I love that.
And I was like, those eyes. And she said, yes, do you see these eyes? They're looking at you. So, and I can do the same with her.
Yeah.
For me, I'd say to her, you getting all prissy with me? And she'd go, yes, go away.
Yeah.
So it's you can have a lot of fun holding each other to account. The thing is, in the beginning, it will feel really awkward. So as a coach, I've been coaching people for I was coaching before it was called coaching. Yeah. I used to just say, we're going to have some one-on-one sessions here. So I'd do the group and then one-on-ones because no one could get away from us then. And I'm clear, I am not loyal. Let's just pretend we're working for the Salon Revel. I'm not loyal to you, not you personally. So you remember the personal stuff, the very first question you asked me? I'm loyal to what is the goal, vision and values of your business. And now I will hold you accountable to it. You are letting yourself down in your business in this area because your people are telling me about it.
Yeah.
Now, what happens is that most coaches won't have that conversation because you're the check signer.
Right.
So if you're going to enter this industry and you talk about salon owners who decide now I'm going to be a coach, if they cannot challenge you as the check signer and hold you up against what you say is important, then they're useless to you.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm unwilling. I just go, no. You told me you wanted this. This is the vision. This is the goal. Here's the values.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to say, hello, you're not doing that. How can you expect your people to?
Mm-hmm.
Now, if I can't have that conversation with you, Charlie, then in this area of business and the business that I've run now for 35 years, I'm a waste of space and I'm an oxygen thief.
Mm-hmm.
No. Say what's required and then keep you honest to what you said.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all we ever say to a CEO.
Mm-hmm.
We're here to keep you honest. You said you wanted this.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't, that's cool. We're gone.
Mm-hmm.
But we're not playing.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, it's hard, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's really hard because we want to let people off the hook.
Yeah. But we emotionally, we want to back out of stuff sometimes when it gets hard and scary, and we don't want to have the conversations after all. Or
So here's another little trick that I have is I say in my head, 1, 2, 3, open your mouth, Jennifer.
I like that one. When you're trying to get it out.
Or when I'm afraid to say something, or whatever, I just say to myself, 1, 2, 3, open your mouth, Jennifer.
It's so funny because I know exactly what you're talking about, and you start saying it, and as you're saying it, you're thinking in your head, okay, it's coming out now, and there's no turning back now, and then it's okay. But getting to that point is it's hard.
Energy.
Yeah.
It burns a lot of energy.
Yeah. Well, holding it in is just
and that's why that
wild.
Inoculation that I talked about works so well.
Yeah.
I want to talk to you and I'm terrified I'm going to upset you.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to offend you. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say it anyway. And if you're offended, I'm apologizing in advance.
Yeah. Is there any cure for entitlement? And is it possible for an entitled team member to make a turnaround from toxic to positive? Or is it best practice to just manage them out?
I reckon we're living in an entitled society right now. No one made you successful, did they? Did someone just give it to you, Charlie, and go, you're so lovely.
No,
Here's
absolutely
this thing
not.
for you. Right?
Absolutely not.
So entitlement is bred from a lack of personal responsibility, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I feel entitled when in actual fact what I am is irresponsible. So the first conversation you want to have is about being responsible. Can they own who they are and how they do it? And if they can't, then maybe that's the conversation that you're going to say, hey, these are the rules. People act entitled when the rules are fluffy and the boundaries are fluffy. Make them hard, make them straight, make them clear. Don't mess with me on this. So I often say to leaders, if you're fluffy and the boundaries are not, and the guardrails are not clear, then people start to act like they're entitled to something. And you say, well, actually, no, we never agreed to that. And you pull it up the first time you see it. See, you end up with that because you took too long to say something. It's the thing that you said, what's yours? Mine's is it'll be all right. And yours is, it's not that bad.
It's not that big of a deal.
It's not that big of a deal. That will breed entitlement because they said, oh, well, it's okay. She didn't say anything. It must be okay.
Yeah.
So,
which is, I've had the problem before where it's like you're Mr. Nice Guy, fun all the time. And then all of a sudden you put the hammer down and people aren't expecting it. And I will say that I've had that before where I've had an employee say that was great, never had an issue with anything. But then the first time where I had to lay down the law, they're handing in a resignation the next day because they
You had
weren't
lots
used.
of little things happen that you did nothing about.
Yes, or like, little things, or someone was, fluffing around too much, and then they had a big bad day where they had to get told off for it. And because they'd never been told off for anything before, and what they did was much worse than all the little things, it was just, too much. And I have learned from that, where sometimes I go, I just don't get it, because this person's literally never had anything said to them before. They get it once and they're like, oh, too much.
Do employers wonder why they get taken to Fair Work? Because by the time they say something, it's become bigger than Ben-Hur. You say something the first time you see it. If someone contravenes the values of your organization, your business, the first time it happens, you go, that doesn't happen around here. Now they know the rules. The guardrails are up. These are the guardrails, because that makes it safe for people. Safety is created inside of those guardrails. When it's all fluffy, then by the time you say something, or anyone who's in business says something, it's a real shit show. Oh, am I allowed to swear?
Oh, don't worry about it. There's a lot of swearing on this show. I'm trying to actually cut it out a little bit right now.
It's a real shite show. It's not a good look. It's ugly.
It's not a good look, yeah.
So it's like, I know that when I've let things ride, people now think. So we create the entitlement, by the way, by what we didn't say.
Yeah, that's so spot on. So I was telling you, there was a Fair Work case that I've been in, and it's exactly that. Is it something that happened over a long time?
Oh, I wasn't that much big of a deal.
Right, but it was hard to know what to do about it, and I did nothing, because I figured the next time I will say something.
Oh, yeah.
The next time I'll catch them. The next time I'll have better evidence. And then by the time I got that, it had been years.
Yeah.
And so it was a much bigger deal, as you said, whereas if I had, and I think because of that, the amount of time that the said employee had been working with me had been so long that they got more confident in doing the things, because they'd been getting, doing the things for so long, nobody noticed, or whatever it was, even though I was quietly noticing. I mean, it was a difficult situation, but it was that thing that I should have just grabbed my balls years ago and dealt with it.
Yes.
But I think we were hairdressers. Most salon owners started off as a hairdresser. Now we own a business. We're managing people. We don't really know how to, we have a hard time managing ourselves, and then we hire people. And now I think the same things wouldn't happen to me now, 15 years in, because I've got a lot more experiences. It's not always completely avoidable to never have them, but
look, I don't think you ever get away from never having experiences. What you want is the tools that make a difference. So for your listeners, just think, we as managers and leaders built entitlement in by not saying something the first time we saw it.
Yeah.
So say it now. And, if anyone goes on our website, you can have a look at our Robust Conversations. Go do that program. It's our only public program that we offer, and it's so good.
Okay.
And all of these lessons are in there.
I would love to finish off with a little bit of role playing.
Oh, okay.
I'll go get my change of clothes
What's
on.
my role?
Do you know what's really funny? This is so nothing to do with anything. My husband right now, my husband snores, and it's becoming worse. It's 45 now, and I'm just like, everybody complains about this. He snores. So now he wears like a nose thing and a mouth thing to stop the mouth breathing. So I call him my little gimpy, because at night literally looks like a gimp, because he's got this like tape over his face and his nose, and he says, "I love you," and he goes, every night. It's just so weird. I'm just thinking about role playing and dressing up.
I'm loving it too.
Guess what I'm saying with this mouth tape on. I'm the employee. You are the boss.
Yes.
And I've just told you, say, we're in your office, and I just come to you and say, can I be honest? People are scared of you. Nobody feels comfortable coming and speaking to you.
I can appreciate that. Tell me 3 things that they say that you think I could improve on. What is it that they're most scared about?
Well, every time you come around a corner, you come around quietly, and then you're just appear, and you're there.
Okay.
So it feels like you're spying on us sometimes. Everyone's just laughing.
Is this not a good? So I'm too quiet as I'm coming, so people aren't forewarned. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So if I when I get in the morning, if I say good morning, so everyone hears my voice, they know I'm in town. I'm here. Right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Anything else that I do?
I just feel like you're really abrupt. Instead of just asking a question nicely, I feel like you're always telling us what we're doing wrong.
Okay. And can you give me a specific example? I mean, look, I'm absolutely taking that on board, and I know that I'm short when I'm not. I've got other things on my mind.
How come you didn't rebook that client?
Okay.
You would say something like that.
Okay. So I'm going to really take that on board. Next time I'm going to ask, how do we get people to rebook, or I'll just have a conversation with them and I'll let them know that I'm not checking on them. I'm just wanting to know, is there a reason why we couldn't rebook the client?
Okay.
Anything else?
Was something else? How would you be scary?
Well, by the way, I can be abrupt. I'm aware of that. And I'm going to pay special attention that when I'm irritated, I take a breath before I say anything.
Yeah, I think it's just the way you talk. Just, I don't know. You just scare me.
Yeah. Well, I don't want you to be scared of me. I really do want to build a great working relationship, and I'm really excited that you came and talked to me. It's hard to hear, and it's valuable. So thank you.
Has anybody ever said that to you?
Oh, yeah.
That you were scary?
Yeah, that I'm scary.
Really?
Oh yeah. God. I've had clients say to me, you're scary.
The team always jumps every time I come around the corner, all the time to me. And I'm like, what is going on?
So, do you know that that's because it's like if you're the boss, somehow you've got some, I don't know, super duper powers or something.
It's like seeing the police when you're driving. You're like, I'm not doing anything wrong. Why am I so scared just to look at you, I
think it's because people have been trained to that. I mean, I can remember, so this is an actual experience that I had where one of my team said to me, when you walk in the office, your face often looks like thunder. I go, oh my God. And the other thing they said, and at the same time, you're actually talking to someone as you walk in. So what I've done now is if I'm on the phone, I don't walk into the office until I finish the conversation. I walk to the other end of the corridor from where our office is. I finish my conversation and I walk in. Hey, everybody, I'm home.
Okay.
So that's a piece of information that I've been given.
I sit in my car and finish my conversations because you just kind of walk in like dun, 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 you know, like
okay. and because you're powerful and you're, you know, like you have a strong presence, people would get scared. You know, I know people have told me this, that I'm scary. I think I'm lovely.
Yeah.
Kind and gorgeous. And they think I'm scary.
Yeah. I think it comes from just being confident and people not being maybe used to that.
I think so. I think it's also that when you've decided who you are and what you stand for and what you won't tolerate, then it's pretty obvious to the people around you. Yeah?
Yeah.
And there's so little of it nowadays where leaders will compromise who they are to have everyone else be happy. Well, no, because we actually make more people unhappy when we compromise the values and standards that we have.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right, I got another role play for you. Okay. So I've worked for you for a long time. You've had many meetings with me because my performance is all over the place. You know, for 2 weeks, I'll do great. My retail's great. My rebooking's great. The next 2 weeks, it's a total flop. How do you speak to me and how do you get me to be more consistent?
Okay. So, Charlie, we've had this conversation before about the ups and downs. Yeah? I really don't want to be the one that comes at you all the time because I don't think you like it and neither do I. Is that true? Yeah. So is there something that's happening in your world that for 2 weeks you're fantastic and then for 2 weeks you're in recovery or something from being fabulous? What goes on that happens?
I don't know. I guess sometimes I just forget to do things.
So is there any way that we can work out a way that I can say to you, hey, Charlie, you know that thing that you promised, it's not happening, and I can do it straight away rather than us waiting for months for me to have this conversation with you? Because, you know, when you're up, you're amazing. And when you're down, I go, has she gone down the toilet hole again? So is there something that you would give me permission to do so that we can get you on a more even keel?
Yeah, I think anything that would help me stay on track because I make better money when I do.
So I'm interested in you getting what you want and us getting what we want. And is there a way as your manager on a daily basis, we can just have little chats when you're feeling yourself slipping? And you're not going to take it personally. I just want you to do really well. Are you up for that?
I could try.
You could try?
Yeah.
Okay. So, you know that trying's a noisy way of doing nothing?
No.
So we're not going to do try, okay? We're going to do it. And then I'm just going to come to you and go, hey, Charlie, what's the key word that we could use between us that lets you know that you're letting it slip? Could I just say, hey, slipping, and we can laugh about it? It's not the end of the world, Charlie. How's that? It's just that I want you to make more money and do really well, right?
And what happens if I don't?
Well, we're going to keep working on it. I don't think it's impossible for you to do that. You and I, we're a team. I don't want you leaving our salon because when you're up, I think I've got a superstar on my hands. And when you're down, it's actually hard work for you because then you duck and dive and hide. And I go, oh, my goodness, what am I going to do about that? Yeah? So I'm sure it's equally as awful for you as it is for me. What do you think?
Yeah, I'd agree.
Yeah? So let's make it easier with each other. And maybe you could even just say, hey, I'm feeling a bit of slippage today. Could you just egg me on, please? Would you be okay with with that?
Yes.
Yeah. And how about we're going to meet every fortnight until you feel like you can get in the groove, because you know you can do it. I know you can do it.
I think that'd be good.
Yeah? You'd like that?
Mm-hmm.
So we have an agreement?
Agree
That when you feel slippage, you're going to come to me. When I notice it, I can come to you. And it's not about me being mean and nasty to you. It's like, no, I know what you want. You know what we want. Let's work together.
Sounds good.
Cool. There you go.
Great. Okay, last question.
Is that what you want, by the way?
That's perfect. That's perfect. Last question is about systems. Okay. So say you have a team member, so say you put a new system in place in the workplace, and you've got about 80% of your team that are on board, but you have maybe one or two people that just don't seem to be doing the new system. They're still doing the old way of doing things. You've tried talking to them about it, reminding them about it. What do you do, and how do you get somebody on board so you can make changes in your business? Say, I'm the employee that I have not embraced it. I'm an employee and I am not using the system. I've used it a couple times, but it's too much work for me. I've been here for 10 years. I don't need to do that.
Oh, right. And that's your attitude, is it?
Yes.
That's your attitude. So, Charlie, I know that you don't like our new system.
You're right.
Yeah. And tell me what gets in your way about using it?
I think it takes too much time.
Yeah.
I think it takes away from my client experience because I have to do these extra steps. I think I've been here for long enough that I don't see why we need this new system. I think everything was fine the way that it was.
Okay. Anything else?
No, that's about it.
That's about it. So, Charlie, do you know why we put a new system in? Do you want to tell me why we've done this?
I think you've done it so that you can save money.
Yeah. And what happens if the business saves money? What's the benefit to you?
I think I don't really see the benefit to me, but maybe you get a better car or something.
I can get a better car?
Yeah, if we save more money.
So it's not about my car, by the way. So,
or a holiday or the things that you like to do.
For us to give people regular pay rises, etc., we've got to figure out systems and processes that makes what we do more profitable. Then I can share in that.
I haven't had a pay rise in like 5 years.
Okay. And you're a bit pissed off about that?
I mean, when I have to do more work and I don't feel like I see the reward from it.
So if you got a pay rise, would you do it?
I would probably be a little bit more interested in it.
Okay. So you haven't had a pay rise in 5 years. Really?
Mm-hmm.
I've noticed in the books that we've given you the regular increase in wages. That's the normal bit, you know.
I don't really look at my pay slip that often.
I do, because I pay it. So I'd like you to go check that, you know, if I look at you actually have had regular pay rises. They just haven't been massive, right? So how about this? I'd like to see a demonstration that you're willing to do it. Yeah? If I see that over the next month, then we'll talk about your pay.
Deal.
Deal?
Deal.
Okay. Thank you.
That's a bit of a feisty one.
Like, you can't not give someone a pay rise in 5 years. I know that one.
Oh, that's good.
Because you got, what's it called? Cost of living.
Yes. Yeah.
CPI, whatever it is. The cost of living. You've got to give them that. All my people get that, whether I give them anything else or not.
Thank you so much, Jennifer, for being on our podcast today. It was so fun talking to you. I just love all the advice that you have for us. I think there's so much value. I could tell anybody that listens to this this podcast is going to know that there's so much value in what you learn or what you know and what you can share with us. If you'd like to find out more about Jennifer and her business, which is Integrity and Values, we will link everything in the show notes. And you can also get in touch because I'll probably have a little bit more information myself on how Jennifer can maybe help you with your own business. So please reach out to Jennifer, reach out to myself. If leadership is something that you really want to have a strongly develop this year or any year, it's always something that we need to be investing in, whether it's a coach or a mentor or any external kind of education around leadership to grow your team and keep your business afloat. We hope to see you again sometime, Jennifer, if you're ever visiting Perth again. And thank you again so much.
Well, thank you. It's been lots of fun chatting with you.
See you.